Welcome to Energy Works, class number 14. To receive abundance, you must empty out. Last class, we learned that our energy is the source of our abundance, and it is what we do with our energy that determines flow in abundance or lack. The tools you learned last time were Tool 1. We learned how to identify how our energy moves out unconsciously, and where our energy goes, our money flows. Tool 2. We learned about TEB, thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. When our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors move to the external world, we can never experience abundance and flow. Tool 3. We ask the unconscious, we ask the backspace, to let go of all of our attachments to the external world. Today in this audio, to be abundant, we must empty out and open up to receive abundance. When your energy and money move out to others, it allows other people to move into your space. Instead of filling up with abundance, we fill up with people's problems. We fill up with their stories. We fill up with their pain. Our brains record their difficult situation, and then we become identified with it. This one problem or issue that they've had in their life is what you're still thinking about, is what you're still processing, what you're trying to solve. They have a problem, but then it starts to live in you as if it's yours. The moment their energy inflows into you, you become full. You are not empty to receive the life force of abundance that we can all connect to and access. People want to create new things, new opportunities, careers, financial opportunities. But if we have no space inside of us, and we're all filled up with other people's problems and their lives, we will never receive it. For example, I have a client. Let's call her Jessica. She would always listen to people's problems and help them, nurture them like a mother. Her own mother was very narcissistic, so she was programmed as a child to keep her attention outside of herself and mainly on her mother. She resisted her mother because ultimately her mother is very selfish, and it was always about her, so she didn't want to be like her mother. So instead, she started to nurture people, to bring in their problems, to live them out. She grounded other people's energy in her. But when she would come in for a session, she would always tell me about everyone else's problems and not her own. Her goal was to be financially abundant, but she could never create beyond her limit. She didn't have enough space in her to receive abundance. The circuit she was stuck in was her outflow was to others in solving their problems, and other people's energy would inflow to her, and they would ground through her like a mother. She held them in her space and wasn't able to release them. She then learned the tools for erasing and emptying them out, so she could let go of them and create enough space in her so she could be in a continual flow of abundance. The reasons why we're not abundant is because if we're filled up with other people's problems and energy, we have no space in us to receive this unlimited flow. If we're not detached enough from other people or situations, we won't receive abundance. If someone else is grounding through us and moving their energy through us so they can create, we allow others to inflow their energy in us, but it makes our energy get stuck. If we don't empty out, then our energy gets blocked and we can't receive this unlimited flow. To be abundant, we must empty out. Today you're going to learn 3 tools to empty out so you can receive abundance. Tool 1. Take a picture of what flowed in you and what you are filled up with. That means when you're in a situation and you start to spin and your mind starts to play out like a broken record because somebody's problems, what was the issue or incident that happened in that moment that is starting to live in you? Tool 2. You're going to learn how to unwind the energy of somebody else's life that's playing out in you. Tool 3. You're going to release it and empty it out by grounding. When we allow others to flow in us, their lives become our life. It fills us up. And if we can't let it go, there's no room or space for abundance. To flow in abundance, we must empty. It must be one action. Whatever energy we intake, we must release it. Close your eyes and put your feet on the ground. Focus on your breath as you inhale and exhale, and notice that this is one action. Imagine a movie screen out in front of you. Imagine yourself on this movie screen with a circle around your space to define it. This is your energy field. Focus on your heart as you're breathing, inhale, and as you exhale. Notice how it's one motion. See yourself in this circle, and now project someone else next to you. Someone whose problem or issue that you're trying to solve, or someone where it's very hard to hold your space. Notice when they start to move their problem in you, and you allow it to flow in. Notice how your field of energy starts to change, how it starts to get stuck. I want you to take a picture of the incident or situation or any area in your life where you got stuck, where you're trying to solve something, maybe for your parents or for a friend or for your partner. Take a picture in order to stop it. When you take a picture, it's frozen. It doesn't move. It's still. When we take a picture of a situation we want to stop, we freeze it instead of allowing this energy to continue on in our space. See this picture as separate from you. See yourself detached from this picture. See this picture not as your life, but as somebody else's. The second tool is to unwind the energy, to clear the circuit. Notice this problem that has been living in you. See this picture of where you took that snapshot. Now, like rewinding a movie, start to unwind the energy and the information out of this picture. To do this, imagine a circuit and move it counterclockwise with the color of violet through this picture. Start to move the energy as you rewind the picture and go to the original picture from where the situation started from. As you start to move that circuit counterclockwise, focus on your heart as you inhale and exhale. Create that circuit around the heart to unwind the energy of where other people are living in you, of where you've allowed people to ground through you, of where you have holes in you and you allow someone else to inflow. Identify a situation in your life that you want to unwind, that you want to erase, It may have started when you were 5 years old. Just see in present time where that picture is, where you're at in that life situation. Take a picture and freeze it, and then start to unwind the circuit in that picture. And as you do, it starts to rewind through all those pictures so it arrives at the beginning of the film, of the incident of where it started. As you start to let this unwind, allow the backspace to do what it knows how to do, of just release and let go. Have the intention of this being erased out of your energy so your brain doesn't attach or identify with someone else's problem and make it its own. The third tool, as you begin to unwind and rewind all of these situations that are living in you, connect to your grounding cord and allow these energies and people's lives and pictures to drop out of your grounding cord. Imagine your grounding cord as a huge column and allow this energy to spiral down like a whirlpool into the center of the planet. Just like when you're going to the bathroom and flush the toilet. Allow this energy to release out of you and let it go without having a conversation with it, without having a dialogue with it. Drop it out and flush it down. As you inhale, make the exhale one motion. It's not so much a problem that we take things in our space, but we hold them there. We clench. It's like if we're constipated and we can't let go. Unwind the energy out of our space so our brain doesn't hold on to it, and then flush it down the toilet and ground it out of you. When we allow others to flow in us, their life becomes our life. It fills us up, and we can't let go of them. And then there's no room for abundance. The tool I want you to be working this week is tool 1. Take a picture of the story that came into your life, to freeze it, to stop it. Tool 2. Unwind and erase the energy. Unwind it and ask the backspace to clear it until the inception of this exchange in energy. Tool 3. Flush it down the toilet and let it go. Whatever moves in you must move out of you. When you look at a child or an infant, when it intakes food, a half an hour it releases it. Focus on the release so you can empty up. When you ground into the planet, you're not allowing anyone to ground into you. And when energy does come through you, it immediately releases and you let it go so you're not thinking of it and holding on to it. Opening up this week, I want you to continue to allow the flow of abundance move in. Allow the flow of gold to come in and fill you up and ground it to the planet. Have fun using these tools and be in the flow of abundance. Thank you for joining.